And one of the things I really like is your podcast is so positive that even though people may have had bad experiences with one thing or another, it hasn't devolved like some do into this big complaint about Disney Fest. And I really appreciate the positivity and the fun that you bring to all the episodes.
And Megan, I appreciate all the fun and information you share on this episode of Geekin' on Walt Disney World.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Welcome home, Disney World geeks. This week on the show, we're going club level to the Wilderness Lodge with cousin Megan, Dorsey, and family on episode 260 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geekin' Family Podfather, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast, also featuring Mama, Auntie Judy, Soul Sister Holly, cousins Jen and EJ, and our Geekin' family will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited you're here with us listening to our show because geeky Disney people are awesome, and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. Join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members all around the world. And we take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family. So come join us to share in our love for Walt Disney World and each other. And I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. If you're listening to podcasts to plan your Disney vacation, and let's be honest, we're all planning our Disney vacation all the time. We're Disney travel experts, and we're independent travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized Disney vacation planner agency. And hey, Disney World can be an overwhelming vacation to plan. So let Mama and Auntie Judy explain it all to you and help you create a great plan with fast passes, dining reservations, and tips on the best rooms and resorts in Disney World. Join our mail list, Geek and Gazette, and stay up to date with the latest promotions and info when you're ready to book. Just go to our website, Geekin' on wdw.com/advice to request our help. Hey geeks, this episode is featuring Megan Dorsey's recent trip to Walt Disney World, and wow, she has some great extras and tips that she shares with us, as well as her vacation. She goes with her husband and her 2 children. They're older children, and they stay at the Wilderness Lodge. Oh, this is the resort I really want to go to. You know, there's only 2 resorts that I've never been to, and Wilderness Lodge is one of them, Saratoga Springs being the other. So tell Mama, guys, you guys got a lobby for me. I want to go to Wilderness Lodge. Well, it was fun to learn all about it. She gives us great descriptions. First time staying at club level also. She gives us lots of explanations of the communication that the club level representatives, concierge as they're called, give her before and during the trip. She describes the room, the transportation, the awesome pool. Oh, talk about awesome. She does a great job talking about one of our favorite topics, which is food. And I know our listeners really appreciate those descriptions of food. And actually starts off with talking about some lounges like the Nomad Lounge for lunch. You know, I talk about this a lot too, is we love to do our lunches at the lounges, and she got that recommendation from the podcast, and she said the Nomad Lounge for lunch was her husband's favorites. You know, it's little snacks to have with your drinks. Get cool and out of that heat over at the Animal Kingdom. Jock Lindsay's, she enjoyed that also, which is a Geek and Family favorite. Oh, this one is one that I want to do, and actually we're doing this in January, at least that's on the plan. The Plaza over at Magic Kingdom for lunch, she has some fried green tomato sandwich, and she talks about our new law. You got to have a Mickey Pants Sundae, and that's where you get it over at the Magic Kingdom, at least one of the places. Beaches and Cream is the other one over at the Beach Club. She talks about her dinner, or I think it was lunch. I don't know. We'll see. At the Skipper Canteen, also Crystal Palace for breakfast. Via Napoli. Oh, the wine flights. Don't we love the flights, no matter what kind they are in Disney World. Teppan Edo over at Epcot. How about Whispering Canyon? And they do talk about some of the ketchup shenanigans, which I had heard rumors that it was not happening as much, so look out for that. Barbecue nachos, yeah. Fried pickle with the burger, bottomless milkshakes. How about Tiffin's for you foodies? It is a favorite of our foodies in the Geek and Family, and the dinner package that she did with the Rivers of Light show. Some first time things. This is really good. The safari that's available over at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, she talks about that. That sounds like a lot of fun. A great cast member story and some stories with the animal keepers. She does the behind the scenes tour, so some great extras on this trip report. She's able to do the Be Our Guest, and it's a dinner surprise for her son. They got some help from the concierge level. It was a last minute reservation. A great pixie dust moment. She loved another one of our podcast tips, the Star Wars Void. And that is one that people are definitely giving us great reviews, including Glenn Kessler that was down there this past week on a solo trip. Oh, this was a lot of fun. I posted this in our Facebook group this morning, one of the pictures that she sent me. The costume department makes special Stitch costumes for some of the stores in Hollywood Studios. Overrated Navi River Ride and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train from her perspective, and I think her husband also. Underrated Tom Sawyer Island. Great love for Tom Sawyer Island. Trivia in line at Soarin'. How about a tip? The Flight Aware app, in case you're looking to see what the situation is with your flight, especially coming out of Orlando. We've had flights canceled. Also, be prepared for those delays and problems that you can certainly get in Orlando. Midday rests is a good tip from her. And her next trip coming up is going to be a Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia Adventures by Disney. We talked a little about that because she also did last year, I believe it was, an Italy trip that was one of those Adventure by Disney trips. You guys are going to get a lot of awesome tips and information on cousin Megan Dorsey and family's Walt Disney World trip. Let's go. You know, I was looking back on my emails, and I think my next guest and I have been corresponding since May of this year, and now we're into, I think it's October. That's just how we roll around here, I guess. But I try to get to everyone as quickly as possible. But so I'm excited finally to have her do her trip report. Let me introduce her. And she tells me that this has been her 19th visit to Disney parks, and she's been to Disneyland 3 times. So all the rest of those were Walt Disney World. She went as a kid back in the 80s and visited in 1994 and honeymooned in 1997, the year of the pink birthday castle. She'll have to tell me what that is. That got my curiosity. And all of the remaining visits were from 2003 until the present. Please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Megan Dorsey. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi, geeks.
Yes, we are a bunch of geeks.
I'm glad to be here.
I think you're a geek too.
I hope so. And earn my ears.
It's kind of what the people we attract to our podcast. And so when did you go to Disney World?
We went in July, middle of July.
All right.
Which I know most people are thinking that's the worst time to go. But with 2 kids in school, it's not so bad.
I know. We used to go in August, which is even worse than July, or maybe about the same. The hottest of hots. And first you got to tell me what this year of the pink birthday castle was.
Oh, okay. You'll have to Google and find some pictures of this.
All right.
But in 1997, they were celebrating the Magic Kingdom's 25th anniversary. And so they dressed the castle up as a pink birthday cake.
Wow.
And it was hideous. And so, you want your iconic picture in front of the castle, and there we are as newlyweds. But this thing is like Pepto-Bismol pink, and the turrets are all dressed up. Oh, I mean, it's worth seeing, but not in a good way. I'll try and send you a picture of it.
What's the big crane they have sticking out in front? Was that there too?
I don't think so.
Insult to injury. So who went on the trip?
My husband and my 2 kids and I. So our daughter is 17. She's a senior in high school.
Right.
And then our son, who we celebrated his 12th birthday on our trip.
All right.
He's got a July birthday. He's gotten the pleasure of celebrating more than a couple of them at Disney World.
So they must all be geeks then. Is everyone a big fan of going down to Disney World?
Yes, everybody's on board. In fact, 2 years ago, we split our trip between Universal Studios and Disney because we saw Harry Potter.
Okay.
And the
right.
kids loved it. But this year we asked them, do you want to do the same thing? And they both said, no, let's do all Disney.
All right. My kind of people, my kind of kids. That's awesome. Let's talk about, first thing we always like to talk about is the resort. And you got a good one. Tell me where you stayed.
We call it our home. It's the Wilderness Lodge.
Before I was a real serious Disney geek, talking with people that would go to Disney World, I always heard the Wilderness Lodge. And it's funny, I'm still kicking myself that I've only not been to a couple resorts, and that's one of them. And so tell me what's so great about the Wilderness Lodge.
Well, we stayed at the Wilderness Lodge for our honeymoon, and so we're longtime lodge fans. And it's just so relaxing. Yeah. And the theming as one of these big, mountain lodges. Yeah. Sort of the West Coast. It's just beautiful. And then it feels like you step away from the parks. And so it doesn't feel as busy, really very relaxing atmosphere to come back to every day.
Cozy for a big place, I would think, too.
It is, and it's grown with the cabins and the addition of DVC, but it still does feel pretty small. And we like the fact that you can take a boat to the Magic Kingdom. Yeah. It just breaks it up. It's more fun than just taking buses.
I was lobbying for the Wilderness Lodge for my January trip. I've lost that so far, but maybe I'll use that. Yes, hey, last year I said I wanted to do the Wilderness Lodge and you didn't let me. Let's do it this next time. I think that one fits my personality the most. I like the outdoors. I love the national parks. I think that's a fabulous place to stay. And you stayed club level, I saw too. Have you done that before?
We have never done that.
Oh, so what?
So this is why I would tell everybody you've got to work with a Disney travel agent because we had booked our trip months and months ago and made a reservation to get a bunk bed room because girl and boy, teenage kids, they don't want to be in a bed together. Yeah. We got an email that said, hey, there's going to be a sale and you can either give up your bunk bed room and go to a standard room and over our whole trip, which is about 9 days, save about $1,000, or you can go club level for $200 more. And we decided it was worth it. We had already planned to spend that money. We were going to give the club level a try.
Yeah. Nice. So what'd you think of club level?
We loved it. I don't know that we would always pay for it, but it was a great change. Yeah. We really took advantage of the food, the extra amenities, and our one worry was that going club level, we couldn't specify bunk beds as a room type, which is what you can normally do for Wilderness Lodge. And so that was our big, I hope we're going to be able to get this or someone's taken turns sleeping on the floor. No. And in fact, I had gotten a touring plans account to make a room request, but really found that was unnecessary because the concierge called us 7 days in advance of our trip to ask about our room preferences. Oh. And although they say they can't guarantee it, we did get our bunk bed room.
Oh, nice.
I know. So we got bunk bed on club level, and it was really nice.
You're getting some pixie dust before you even got there.
I know.
Awesome. Let's see. What else about the Wilderness Lodge? How is the transportation? We know the boat is outstanding to get to Magic Kingdom. How about otherwise?
The boat is, except we found the morning we had, before the park opens, reservations at Crystal Palace for breakfast.
Yeah.
But the boat service only runs starting an hour before park opening.
Yeah.
So we were standing out on the dock kind of wondering, I wonder if the boat for the Magic Kingdom is going to come. And one of the nice perks for club level is they give you their cell phone and you can text them questions. And we texted them, hey, what time does Magic Kingdom boat transportation start? And we found out that we weren't going to be able to get there on a boat, but we picked up the boat that was going to the Contemporary from the dock. And then we just walked over.
All right. Yeah.
So boats are good, but not if you're trying to go really early.
Okay. Very good to know that. Yeah. How about going like buses to everywhere else?
Buses are good. And this was our first trip where they had the time boards up, or that you could also access on My Disney Experience.
Right.
And we found those to be pretty accurate.
Good to know.
And we didn't wait that long for buses.
All right. Excellent. Good information. How about the room details? What's a room with a bunk bed? Is plenty big enough? Yeah.
A queen bed and then bunk beds, which helps because it makes the room feel a little bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Wilderness Lodge rooms aren't huge rooms. They're probably on the smaller side for deluxe level rooms. We've stayed before, at the Polynesian or at the Beach Club. And I would say you kind of get what you would expect at that type of hotel. We've got a nice in-room refrigerator, the little mini fridge, 2 sinks, on the vanity outside of the tub and toilet room. So it works well for the 4 of us getting ready.
Now, do you have a balcony to the outside or the inside? I know there's rooms
Yes,
so where's the room located?
Have a balcony to the outside, and we faced the pool area.
Okay.
And so it was really nice. And club level at the Wilderness Lodge is up on the 7th floor. So you get a pretty good view out into the lake.
Nice. Now, the pool, they just recently redid the whole pool area, didn't they?
They did. And for anyone who's been there before, they've kept the main part of the pool, which starts with this kind of bubbling brook that goes from the lobby
I know.
and then flows down in this stream into the pool.
It's awesome. We went up there and we sat there. What were we doing? I think we were on our way to Hoop-de-Doo or something like that. And we were kind of, did we do the lounge maybe? I don't know. I remember hanging around there, but yeah, like you said, there's a stream bubbles up out of the lobby. There's those big chairs there. We just sat there and hung out a little bit before we headed on over to the Hoop-de-Doo. So I thought that was, like you said, it's a very comforting and fabulous, majestic place, isn't it?
It is. And we found there's a slide which is just big enough for my kids to think it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But small enough that when my kids were younger, you can get your 3 and 4-year-old on this slide.
Yeah. Nice.
And it's small enough that they're happy. Part of the redo of the pool area included really improving the splash pad area that kind of has almost like playground equipment and water all together. So if we had little kids, that would be a huge improvement over what they had before.
Yeah, I think did that at Polynesian too. That's totally intentional, I am sure. And how about food, quick service, the Roaring Forks? How's that deal going on over at the Wilderness Lodge?
It's nice. We didn't do too many quick service meals there. I know we got lunch there once.
Okay.
And like many of the other places around, you order now and they give you, the coaster that shows them where you are seated. So they'll bring the food out to you.
Nice.
Which is nice. And they've got a little seating area outside. But the day we sat out there, it was pouring rain. And so we couldn't find a table where we weren't going to get splashed. So we ended up going back inside.
I know the Geyser Point, right? Is the lounge outdoors? That's fairly new. Did you get a chance to try that out?
We didn't.
Oh, all right.
Partly because we were enjoying the club level lounge upstairs where everything was free.
Yeah, club level has a way of doing that, doesn't it? I've heard that.
They did. They were really funny when they called and told us, ahead of our visit and asked if we had any dietary restrictions. They said they've got free beer and wine that they start putting out in their sort of snack service around 5:00.
Yeah.
Then they'll have cordials at night. And they said, just because we don't have someone out serving it earlier doesn't mean you can't have it. If you're on vacation and you want to have, a mimosa for breakfast, just find one of us and we'll get it. So they had beer and wine, and they had a couple things on tap, which I think is different than some club level places. But they had a lot of offerings. And of course, the kids being able to come in and get, their own sodas or chocolate milk was a big hit.
Good deal. All right. Let's keep talking about, we'll move on to some more food. I like your
around food. We plan our dining reservations. So I think almost every day we had a sit down meal.
All right. Good. We love talking food. I haven't eaten yet, Megan, but
we'll get everybody hungry.
I had a couple snacks. I think I'm going to be hungry after this. I'm getting that feeling. And I like how you said, thank you, geeks, for all the suggestions. So tell us, what were some of your favorites? And if it came from our podcast, I'd love to hear that.
Well, my husband is completely on board with lounges now.
All right.
We would never have thought to have lunch at a lounge. But I had heard so much on the podcast about the Nomad Lounge that one of the days that we were in Animal Kingdom, we'd said, well, let's just go try it out.
Yeah.
The kids were getting a little hot and tired. And the problem over at Animal Kingdom is it's so hard to come by air conditioning, especially to eat.
Yeah.
And we hadn't made, we didn't want a full sit down meal. So we went into the Nomad Lounge, got a couch table.
Yeah.
We got to cool off with the air conditioning, order off basically what's the appetizers menu for Tiffin's. It was my husband's favorite of all. That's his new lunch spot.
We got to just reiterate this too. It's a great point, Megan. I think they have come up with some great lounges. Now you got Disney Springs, right? And they all have unique offerings for snacks, if you want to call it that. But I mean, unless you're a big eater like me, it's a full meals for some people, right? That's all. Yeah. Great point with the air conditioning in Animal Kingdom. I can't think of where else can you get air conditioning in Animal Kingdom?
You can't. Normally we would go to the Flame Tree Barbecue and we'd get a nice table down by the water.
Yeah, right.
But even though it's kind of cool, it's still humid.
Yeah, exactly.
And the humidity in the middle of July, it's just nice to get inside for a little bit to truly cool off.
Do you know what time you kind of did that? Here's my guess. I always like 3:00 seems to stick in my mind when I do that.
We were probably there a little earlier because it truly was lunch for us. And we are rope drop people.
Right.
So our standard operating procedure is get up, rope drop whatever park we're going to that day. Yeah. And we'll probably eat lunch somewhere between 12 and 1:30.
Okay. I mean, I'm usually earlier, but I'm just saying when you get to these lounges with the point of eating, you're getting there earlier. No bad lounge, especially on a hot day. It might get really crowded. You might not even be able to get inside, but you're hitting it early. So I think that's why you made out.
Well, and it was funny because as we were sitting there, we got one of those summer rain showers where it just dumped for 30 minutes.
And who cares?
And here we are inside. It's cooling off.
Perfect timing. Yeah.
But exactly, not us.
That's nice. Love it. All right. Tell me some more food.
We did try Jock Lindsay's.
All right.
And we went there, what I would call for dinner. But because we're having, usually one big sit down meal a day, snacking and having a lighter meal the rest of the time really worked out for us. Jock Lindsay's was so much fun because I can't remember what I ordered for my drink, but it comes in this monkey head cup. It was, something tropical, banana flavored or something, but just really cute and so well themed. My only thing that I would caution people is read the menu a little more carefully than we did because we ordered what was labeled as a slider burger.
Yeah.
But it was labeled that way, ironically. That thing was as big as a dinner plate. We could have cut it in quarters and each had the equivalent of a full-size hamburger. So we didn't finish that, but we also ordered flatbread and a big pretzel. So we had way too much food.
There you go again, right? It's true. There's some great selections at all of these lounges. I love it. How about let's go take a step back to all your sit-down meals.
Our tradition is to, as soon as we get to the Wilderness Lodge, head first to Magic Kingdom. So first day, first park, Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
And we always have lunch at the plaza.
That's great to hear that. I've had lunch there once, and we've talked about, and we skipped a reservation recently. So what do you like about the plaza?
It's a small, comfortable little place. It's right there off Main Street, so you can sit and watch, comings and goings, or hear a little bit of the castle show. And the kids love the ice cream.
Yeah.
So I will recommend. I had a great fried green tomato sandwich. So I think that's relatively new to the menu. It was very good, pretty unique.
Yeah.
And then we got the Mickey Pants sundae.
Yeah. Gotta have that.
Which, I think you have to have one. But it's so nice to be able to have it sitting down at an air-conditioned table and not trying to carry that thing down Main Street.
Oh, yeah. You gotta sit down with that thing. And, Megan, I think we're going to make that a geek in law to have a Mickey Pants sundae. I think it's only appropriate that geeks have a Mickey Pants sundae.
Yes. You have to do it. You have to do it. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, we are a little ridiculous, so I think it's perfect law. But do they have some great sandwiches there?
They do. They have good hamburgers, good club sandwiches. That's mostly the menu.
Yeah, I'm a sandwich guy, so you know what? I got to put that on the list for this time in January. I think we probably already have it. I got to make a point of that. Thank you for that.
The sandwich is really just the prerequisite to be able to have dessert in the family.
You got to save a little bit for the Mickey Pants sundae. It is big. And I'll tell you what, it is the law, but you could share it with somebody, okay?
That's what we did.
It's not the kitchen sink, but it's, it's pretty big.
Well, that's true. That's true. Another one of our favorite restaurants is at the Magic Kingdom, and that's the Skipper's Canteen.
Oh, good.
I don't know if you've been on that. That's the Jungle Boat restaurant.
Yes, I've been there.
And great food, sort of a mix of...
It's goofy. It's definitely
everywhere that the Jungle Cruise travels, they have that type of inspired food. So a little bit South American, a little bit Asian inspired. Yeah. Very flavorful.
Yep.
They don't take themselves too seriously.
They got a lot of puns. They got a lot of puns, don't they?
They do. I think it's the dessert menu that if you turn it over, you can see it's labeled backside of menu. And since we always joke about the backside of water or joke, it really appeals to our sense of humor.
That's great. I didn't know that. Awesome. Yeah. Some people, I'll get a mix. Most people I would say like it though, but it's got some different things, a little eclectic. So that's awesome. Keep going. I'm loving it.
We did have a Crystal Palace breakfast, as I mentioned.
Yeah, Zach, how'd that work out? I want some more love for Crystal Palace because I had someone say that I think it was Holly was say, actually. So, anyways, I won't get into it. You go and listen to what Holly said. But we're big fans of Crystal Palace. So, what did you think of that?
We like it, and it was our excuse to get in the park before everybody else. So it's calm. Right. You can get your nice pictures on Main Street.
Right.
My kids are getting old enough that they aren't really interested in meeting characters.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who loves vacation pictures, but I've decided I can let go of that. I don't need to make everybody wait in line to get the picture just for mom. But it was nice because my daughter wanted to see Winnie the Pooh and Friends.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So that worked out well for the Crystal Palace. We got our Mickey waffles, Pooh's breakfast lasagna, which sounds crazy, but I think it's like pudding and pound cake,
honey,
strawberries and bananas and things like that. It sounds crazy, but
I love lasagna, but I never thought of breakfast lasagna. Actually, I would eat regular Italian lasagna for breakfast, to be honest with you.
But we liked it. It worked well to get in, get seated. Nice. And if you get that first reservation of the day, you really are finishing up when the park opens.
I love it. Yep. Always a favorite geeking thing to do. All right. I see Via Napoli on your list.
Yes. Great pizza.
All right. Yeah.
My husband tried a wine flight there, and that was really fun, to be able to compare and, not have to commit to ordering one particular thing.
Yeah. I found our wine doing that one time. It was in Italy. Now I can't remember what it was. I wish I could go back to it, but that's, don't do as I do.
And we also ate for the first time ever at Teppan Edo in the Japan pavilion.
Oh, cool.
And it was nice.
Yeah.
We went there for my son's actual birthday. And I would say it's a little bit like Benihana, but not exactly.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Some of the things on their menu, I would say that's a little different than Benihana. The same premise that you sit around a table, the chef comes out, entertains you by chopping and cooking there on the hot grill.
Right.
But the menu's a little different.
Okay.
They got the big udon noodles instead of your Benihana's fried rice. And I would say that our chef there in Epcot was more entertaining than like at our local Benihana's.
All right.
So it was nice. And it was nice to have done it.
Yeah.
And it's above that big department store in the Japan pavilion. So when we finished, we got to walk around and go shopping.
I heard a great tip listening to one of my friends' podcasts, the Disney Dream Girls, Michelle Young. I was actually listening to see if she'd mentioned me because we saw each other on our September trip too. And she said a good tip is if you want to watch Illuminations, watch it from the restaurant up there on the upstairs part. I thought that was a great tip. She said it's a great view.
And right there at the front is sort of their lounge area.
Oh, that too. Right. There is. Yes, I think that's a unknown thing. They actually have a lounge there too. That's I got to try that.
You have to. And it's a nice look to it.
And Epcot does have some hidden places that you might not know exist. I'm thinking of that one. We went into Germany and I never really had a drink inside there. They have a little table and a bar that you can relax in. There's not a sit down, you kind of stand up. But I was thinking of that, and also the place in Mexico that we always go after getting our nachos and margaritas in the indoor spot too. So there's some spots that you might not know exist in Epcot World Showcase.
The Germany beer stand is the reason I didn't get my margarita in Mexico. I am hooked on that grapefruit beer that they sell. It is so refreshing on a hot summer day.
I know many people love that, but I see there's no reason. See, if you heard, I think it was one of my recent comments, I said, I think it was with Lindsay and Holly. I got my margarita and I had to skip China because who gets beer there when Germany's like the next country?
I'm too much of a lightweight to do those,
okay.
So. I also live in Texas, so I've got good margaritas. That's on every corner.
I understand. So I see another one here, Whispering Canyon. What was going on there? We've had some changes there, didn't we?
We had, and we were a little worried about that because the Whispering Canyon's right off the main lobby at the Wilderness Lodge.
Yep.
And the talk was that it was going very serious. And anyone who's been to Whispering Canyon knows the waiters and waitresses are a little loud. And the big joke is that if you ask for ketchup, the family that had the ketchup last will bring, 30 or 40 bottles of ketchup to your table. Right. And you sit with it until somebody else in the restaurant hollers, "We want ketchup." And I was a little worried because it's been fun.
Right.
They'll joke with you.
It's their thing.
But good to report, the ketchup was passed. There was a lot of fun.
Oh, you got a lot of controversy.
Well, I think, I understand that you don't want it too loud because it opens onto the lobby. And I can tell you from the 7th floor club level lounge, which looks over to the lobby, there were many nights where we could hear some of the fun being had down in the Whispering Canyon.
Well, no different than when I stayed at the Contemporary above Chef Mickey's and and the towels being flying around every 15 minutes.
A lot of the menu at the Whispering Canyon was the same, but there were a couple new things. We tried barbecue nachos.
I see this on there. I'm like, okay, I love barbecue and I love nachos. What's this deal with barbecue nachos?
I would say because we're from Texas. We're kind of big and territorial about our barbecue.
Yeah, makes sense.
This is a little bit of a sweeter sauce.
Oh, I like that, actually.
And I think it was probably pork, which, in Texas, if it's not beef, it's not barbecue. But on chips, and it was really good.
I wonder if can I get that in their quick service too? They have that?
I don't remember seeing. I don't remember seeing that.
Okay, got to do some research. Got to do some research. That sounds, because we've always talked about the pork nachos over at the Polynesian, so that's where I'm coming from there.
Same idea. I thought it was interesting that the hamburgers were served with a fried pickle wedge. So instead of getting your traditional dill pickle, this was battered in sort of like a cornmeal type coating and deep fried. Yeah,
we've heard out in California, Disneyland, fried pickles is a big thing. Someone else told me about fried pickle in Disney World, and I'm totally not forgetting. So this is cool.
It was interesting. I don't know that I would order it if it were its own appetizer, but it was definitely good to get with the sandwich. And they always have bottomless milkshakes. Oh. And I don't know that we ever really end up getting refills on them, but
they are filling, right?
In a mason jar, so just a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm a vanilla milkshake guy too. That is great. I think actually we are definitely doing it. I gotta check with Mom and Judy in this. You getting me psyched? Did we cover them all? Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say probably our best meal.
Yeah.
Was Tiffin's.
Oh.
So a couple days before, we had lunch at the Nomad Lounge, but we got the Rivers of Light package. Had never seen Rivers of Light.
Yeah.
And so decided, let's go ahead and do the package. It was amazing food.
Yeah.
And probably because it's the package, probably too much, because we each got an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. So we tried everything. They had a grilled octopus.
Right.
It was fabulous.
I've had that. I remember the waiters telling us they get up like at 4:00 in the morning so that they can pound the octopus and tenderize it for like 2 hours or something. It was like hysterical. He spent so much time telling us about that.
Well, it was it was perfectly done.
Right.
And it was interesting. There were a couple, sort of an older, I would describe them as retired couple, who came in and sat at the table near us. And just overhearing them talk to their server, they were coming back, I think, for their third time that trip to eat at Tiffin's.
Oh,
the food is that good.
It is. If you're a foodie, I suggest Tiffin's. I think you'd agree, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's a set menu for that dinner package. Is that right?
No, it sort of works a little bit like the dining plan. Is you got to pick each an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. And I think it was off of the whole menu. I don't know that we were really restricted
too much
in ordering anything. Okay. No, because my 12-year-old got a steak.
Yeah. Even when I say it's a select menu, there's lots of options. Yeah.
I don't think it was that select.
Nice. All right, cool. All right. How'd we do for food?
I think that covers most of our eating, except for the eating that we did on the Wanyama Safari. But that's an activity eating as well.
We're ready to do that. I'm ready to go on to all the things that you did for the first time on this trip. And I see Wanyama. Wanyama. Yes, it is. I can tell. It's just the way it's spelled, actually, I think.
I think it is. And the interesting thing is, about 2 weeks before we went, I heard some people on the Geek and Facebook page talking about this. But other than my husband pointing it out to me, I had never heard about it before. And we consider ourselves Disney geeks, but...
I agree. I heard about this. And I'm like, what? What was that? Huh?
That's exactly right. My husband said we should do this.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never seen this.
Yeah.
You reserve it. I think we had to arrive about 3 or 3:30 at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. And they'll take you on a driving safari around the whole Animal Kingdom Lodge wildlife area. And then you get a tasting menu with the chef at Jico.
Oh.
So when we first checked in down by Jico, they brought us in and they had a series of appetizers.
Nice.
So we got some drinks, cold drinks. Everybody got some water, but then they went through and we had a host, and she was from Africa, and she described, these are the different items that are served as appetizers, and this is what the flavors are, some traditional items. And then as we ate, she talked about, living in Africa and what she did. And she was just a great host for the event. Talked about, she had gone to the university and then she graduated and went to go work in a mine nearby.
Yeah.
And she said she just drove the big rig equipment. And her mother was not very happy with this because it wasn't a common type of job that you would think a young lady straight out of college would take.
Yeah.
And she talked about, this is what it's like to live in a smaller village versus some of the bigger towns. She was from Namibia.
Okay.
She said she had gotten interested in traveling to the U.S. and so had come and applied to work, in the Disney program. And she was going to be at Disney. They did a lot of training, but then she had a couple months more before she would go back home. And so it was really nice to learn more about her and where she had come from and just her perspective on living in Africa, then coming and living, in Florida at Disney.
I have it recorded. So if you look back at one of my live trip reports, when we went to I
remember that.
Yeah.
You visited with.
Yeah. When Ken and I arrived, the ladies weren't with us. What were we doing? We went there on reconnaissance of some sort, but we were talking with a young South African fellow out on this safari. He was just, there telling stories about the animals or what have you. And so I'm loving, did you love this little tour or what?
Oh, it was great. And then you got two keepers who came down and collected us from the restaurant and took us up and loaded us into the back of one of these open Jeep type things.
Yeah.
And I would say there were 7 of us. So it was my 4. There was a couple there celebrating their 30th anniversary. And then there was a lady who was probably, maybe 30, who was just a single traveler in there on her own. And so we were all together, and you get in the back of the Jeep and they're going to drive you around. And here's where you do have to walk up a few steps to get into it. So you couldn't take your scooter for anyone with mobility issues. But I do think they have a lift, kind of like what I would describe as at my local swimming pool to help people who need to get in and out.
Okay.
But I don't know, still a bit of a challenge. And then because one of the keepers is driving and the other standing in the back with us, you can go anywhere. So it's not like the safari attraction where you're on a preset track.
Yeah.
They drove us through all of the areas around the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Nice.
And we got to see some of the barns.
Right.
And it was really interesting to just learn more about them. Both of the ladies who were taking us on this tour, are zoologists or, large animal veterinarians. And so they've specialized. One lady was like, I specialized in large hooved animals.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you really get to find out about what they do to take care of the animals. And they had some great stories about the animals that they had there. And I can't remember which animal it was. I would describe it as a small deer-like thing.
Right. That's the way I describe them too.
They had a small group of kind of youthful, adolescent, I'll just call them deer,
things,
who were over in the Animal Kingdom Park in the safari attraction.
Yeah.
But they figured out that if they stood in the way of the ride vehicles, the keepers would come and lure them out with treats.
Yeah.
So this band of deer had decided basically a couple times a day when they wanted a snack that they were just going to stand in the way. And the story goes that, Disney executives are looking at this and saying, why are these ride times, increasing? This doesn't make sense. And they finally decided they just had to pick up all of those guys and move them over to the Animal Kingdom Lodge area. Because
they're rascals.
Smart enough that they were abusing the system.
That is a great story. I love that. Yes, animals are so smart. That is so true.
I would recommend this. Anybody who's interested in wildlife photography or you want to get up close, because we stopped at one point and there was a giraffe that if you had reached your hand out, you could have touched.
Yeah, nice.
And so
I love that.
They would drive us a little bit and then stop, and we could take pictures and maneuver around. And okay, we want to get a better picture of whatever it is. They'll move us, and we just got to go and see so much of it.
I love that. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear it. I'm sure it's not well known, so thank you for sharing that. Let's keep going.
But
yeah,
it's better. Then you go back to Gico for the tasting menu.
Nice.
And it was a preset menu, but they had paired, cocktails or wine or cordials with each course. And they either served individually a tray that might have had 3 or 4 different appetizer bites on it, or for the meal, they brought out sort of family styled fish and the beef and the mac and cheese.
Oh, so lots of food.
Incredible food. Yeah, so it's a pricey experience, but definitely worth doing.
Okay. I see another tour here you did.
We did. I tell you, as many times as we've been to Disney, we can always find something new to do.
Ain't that the truth?
And we did the Behind the Seeds tour.
Yeah.
Turns out it was just us. We got our own private tour. And it was great to just walk around and see the different things they're growing and learn a little bit more about it and the science behind everything they're doing. The lady who took us on our tour had just graduated, I think, from University of Florida and was applying to graduate school.
Right.
So knowledgeable. And we enjoyed riding the ride through the land. So it was really nice to walk through and get to see more. I
totally agree. That's one of the best values, too, for tours. I remember when I did like $20 or something. The Luke is barking for dinner. Behind the Seeds, yes, I love to grow boy, I had a great yield of tomatoes and cucumbers this year, by the way, everyone.
As big as what they're growing out there.
I'll tell you, I had them cucumbers like for 3 months, and they just recently ended my tomato patch. So I love hearing all about how to grow stuff. I'm usually I only grow those 2 things because that's about all I can do. Oh, cool. Yes. I did that tour too. I totally recommend it too, especially if you love the outdoors and growing stuff. So, all right, keep going. What else did you do for the first time?
Well, Toy Story Land opened just like 2 weeks before we got there.
Right.
So that was brand new. And we had never seen Pandora. I think our previous trip, we must have missed that by a couple weeks.
Sure.
So those were new.
2 new. Yeah. What's your take on the new lands?
I absolutely loved Flight of Passage. In fact, that's my 12-year-old son's favorite ride. He spent the whole day after we rode that saying, "Oh, that was so amazing. I can't believe it." I mean, he was really impressed by it.
Oh, awesome.
I could not understand why people would wait over an hour in line for the Navi River. That's going in my category of overrated.
Yeah, it's new. Anything that's new, people will definitely wait. I don't know why people wait in line for anything. I wouldn't wait for an hour for anything, but that's me.
And then Toy Story Land was a lot of fun. The Slinky Dog Dash roller coaster is great.
Yeah.
We went because we were able to do extra magic hours. They were opening it at 7 a.m. every single day.
Oh, wow.
Which is nice because we were able to go right in. And if you got there at rope drop, you could almost walk on. And I'm talking like maybe a 15-minute wait for the Slinky Dog.
That's great.
Compared to, the 2 or so hours it would get to later in the day.
Yeah, especially that early of the opening of the...
Yeah, and you would think it wouldn't be as crowded, but no, 7 a.m., it's regular rope drop, just like anything else. And our problem was we hadn't been able to get breakfast at the resort before we left.
Okay.
So we ended up, both mornings that we did that, eating breakfast at Woody's Lunchbox.
All right. How'd you make out there?
It's really cute, and they serve a great toasted egg and turkey breakfast sandwich It's like on sourdough bread.
Yeah, I know Judy had that. We talked about that in our trip report.
It was delicious.
Awesome.
The problem is there's not enough seating. And I think everybody who's there at that time is facing the same problem, that unless you had your own food in your room, after about an hour or so, everybody's hungry.
We had the same experience. We were there probably for rope. It wasn't 7:00 rope drop, but I can remember we actually shared some seating with another party. Yeah. That's funny you said that. Mm-hmm. We just went in September. So.
But really cute details to look for. Like part of the seats are the half of the little Baby Bell cheese rounds. I mean, just fun little details. And we enjoyed it. You can see the construction on Star Wars Land.
Yeah, you can.
And that's going to be impressive.
It is. That's what Ken and I were saying. Absolutely. It's going to be wild. Forget the 15-minute wait.
Oh, I know.
Forget that, dudes.
That's going to be measured in multiple hours.
I don't know. I don't know that I'll brave it when it first opens.
Well, we have an Adventures by Disney trip planned for next year, so it's going to take us a couple years to get to Star Wars Land.
Awesome for you. Yeah, I remember us talking about that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's see. What else? Did you have some more new stuff?
I got to ride Rock and Roller Coaster and Expedition Everest for the first time ever.
Why is that? I thought you'd been going for 19 times.
I have, but I'm the mom who sits with the kids who don't want to ride it.
I've heard this before. This is a new one on me. I didn't realize you moms were doing that.
We normally go around as a family and stick together. That's part of the reason we like Disney. It's really good family time. The four of us be together all day. Yeah. My 12-year-old is still not interested in riding. My 17-year-old decided that Expedition Everest is, I think, her new favorite ride.
All right. Nice.
So
how about you?
My husband and I got to ride Rock and Roller Coaster together, and we just left the kids out, to get a drink on Hollywood Boulevard. And we had multiple trips on Expedition Everest, but I got to make at least one of them.
Hey, Megan, that just sounds horrible. Your young kids were out getting a drink on Hollywood Boulevard.
Well, considering that they're 12 and 17, I think they'll be all right.
I didn't know you could go drink in Hollywood Studios. Nice. All right. Well, what did you think of the Rock and Roller Coaster in Everest?
I enjoyed them.
Yeah? All good?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Now, and I will say, I'm not a huge roller coaster fan.
Yeah.
So if we were to go to a Six Flags near us, I would not ride the jumbo roller coaster. That's not my idea of fun.
Yeah, I was talking.
My husband is more of a roller coaster person.
I've recorded a bunch of podcasts the last couple of weeks, and we had the same conversation. I love the Disney roller coasters. They're even like Rock and Roller Coaster. It's intense, but it's for a short. I've timed it too. What's it like? A minute and 30 seconds or something like that.
Maybe. And it's so smooth.
Yeah.
And it's really well done. So it's not just, I'm going to go on this big thing. There's a whole story and a whole experience to it.
Yeah. I mean, even though it's a loop and 2 corkscrews, which are pretty intense, and I get a little rattled, but I don't get nauseous because it's exciting. Yeah. You finish and the crowd's going crazy, and yeah, I like that's my. It is. These rides are my speed now.
Yes, that's exactly the way I would describe it. Just enough to be fun, but not too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Everest, though, I do have a problem with the back. Are you okay with the backwards and motion sickness and stuff?
That doesn't bother me at all.
Okay. I mean, I gotta do my Dramamine or Bonine or something if I'm going to do that one again. And
that's funny because my husband doesn't like spinning things.
Yeah, he did all right.
So he won't ride things like the Primeval Whirl in Dino Land.
Yeah. Because
the spinning of the car bothers him. He'll ride it maybe once to be nice. Yeah, but he doesn't have a problem with going backwards on Everest.
Okay. See, we're all different. Nice.
That's right.
All right, let's move to some. You're already telling us some good, fun stories. You got any more stories to tell me?
So I told you we like to plan our trip around food. So, I made my ADRs 6 months in advance.
Right.
And I had asked my son, we're going to be there for your birthday. Do you want to go to Chef Mickey's? That's where he normally wants to go. No, I'm fine. Just wherever we're going. I just want to get, a cupcake or something. Well, he announces a couple days into our trip that he wants to go have dinner at the Beast's Castle for his birthday dinner and be our guest. And I was like, are you kidding?
You're already at the park?
Oh, yes. Yeah. You couldn't have told me this months ago, so I could work on getting.
Yeah, moms don't like. Planners and moms don't like to hear that while they're on the trip.
So, this is where we put our concierge at club level to the test.
Oh, okay.
Because I had always heard rumors that maybe they could get you, fast passes or ADRs that you couldn't get for yourself.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So we sat down and explained that he wants to go for his birthday dinner. They pulled up the same My Disney experience that you and I can access.
Yeah.
No magic treatment. Now, I'm sure if I was Oprah, they would have gotten me a reservation. But your regular club level guests are not getting fancy reservations. But they did suggest keep checking and vary your party size.
Okay.
So his birthday was on Thursday. The first thing I could find was, I think, lunch for 2 on Wednesday. So I booked that, figuring maybe we'll just let the kids go have lunch.
Yeah.
Then I got a Thursday dinner for 2, but it was at like 4 p.m.
Okay.
Kept checking, and I ended up with dinner for 4 on his birthday. It was a little late, maybe 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we made it for his birthday. So that's our pixie dust moment.
Nice job. And I think that's a great tip. I remember, I'm trying to think which one it was. We've done something like that before where you just keep checking the app and scored something cool. Well, I think it was Beaches and Cream, which is, if you think about it, that's a tough.
Small.
Exactly. That's why it's popular and it's small. So nice job, Mom.
Oh, thank you. And they did say, because you have until 24 hours in advance to cancel your reservations. Yep. They said, keep checking because people will change their minds. Yeah. And so standing in line, that's what I was looking for.
Okay. You did it.
So that was good.
It can be done. And you're a busy time too. That was not a downtime.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
That's awesome. All right.
I have another thanks to the podcast, especially Peter and Holly, for recommending the Star Wars Void experience.
Oh, right.
We had made a reservation to do that, and I'm glad we did because I think we ended up overlapping some time in Orlando with some type of cosplay Comic-Con type event. And so even though they do walk-ins, we found that there were some days that had already been booked, a week or 2 ahead of our trip.
Because all those guys are going to go to the Star Wars Void.
Fans. But it was really fun. It was just amazing to see you look like a stormtrooper. You can hold your hand out and see it. And I did feel almost a little dizzy, so I was unsure as I was stepping sometimes because it's a little disorienting. Yeah. But it was so much fun.
We wholeheartedly agree. It was totally recommend that. I'm glad you heard that from Holly and Peter.
And we consider ourselves pretty big Disney geeks, but that I think is a under promoted item.
I had this, I did the Facebook Live on Thursdays. I've been doing it, and I had someone on last night, and they were thanking us for all of the great and amazing tips that we get from your podcast. And I'm thinking, I'm trying to think. I always feel like we're not providing these kinds of tips. We're not like a tip show mostly, right? Because we're always primarily doing trip reports. But I've learned this, and it still hasn't sunk into my head that my listeners and my super geeks are giving tips all the time, especially very relevant, right?
Well, and things that you might not hear otherwise.
Yeah. Then they're telling you how their experience was. It's, I think it's the best way, and you're getting the storytelling part of it, and you're getting all their Love that. Thank you so much. I want to know another. I see you had, the question usually is any unexpected moments or interactions with guests or cast members. Do you have a story there?
I do. My son turning 12 wanted Stitch ears. Every trip, our first thing that we do on Main Street is we let the kids get the ears they want. Okay. My daughter brought her Winnie the Pooh ears because she was happy with those. Didn't want to change. Didn't want to abandon Pooh.
She's a Pooh girl.
Son wants Stitch ears.
Yeah.
So he's a big Stitch fan.
Yeah.
On one of the days that we were in the studios, we had come out from writing Star Tours, and we're in the gift shop, and I see this stuffed Stitch wearing a Jedi costume. I thought, oh, wow, my son's going to get probably a big stuffed Stitch as one of his souvenirs. What about that costume? Because when he was little, he had the Duffy the Bear, and you could buy the different themed costumes for Duffy.
Yep.
So I asked the cast member, your Jedi Stitch, does he come that way, or is that a costume you buy? The cast member took Jedi Stitch down off the shelf from behind the register, and he said, he's not for sale. The costume isn't for sale. The costume department made this just for him because Stitch is sort of an unofficial mascot of the studios.
Oh.
And I didn't know that.
That's cool.
He said if you go to a lot of the bigger stores around the studios, they will have a special Stitch. And so that became kind of our scavenger hunt for the rest of the morning.
Interesting.
We did not go back to the Christmas store to find Christmas Stitch because we had already come that way. Mm-hmm. But we stopped at the Indiana Jones store, and they have Stitch dressed up as Indiana Jones.
Wow.
And of course, every cast member that we bump into in this process is just fabulous. They're like, "Oh, here, let me get him. Let me take your picture with him. You look at the features on his costume." And they were great. Apparently, Tower of Terror Stitch had walked off recently, so they have to be kind of careful with him.
Oh, right.
But Rock and Roller Coaster Stitch has this like spiky black wig, and I think it's a leather jacket.
I'm loving this. My son Ben, who's 23 now, he loves Stitch too. I'm loving this. I think everyone in our listening group is going to love this too.
And again, awesome. Had I not been just kind of looking for it, thinking about souvenirs, I wouldn't have known at all.
Funny how you find these. Disney World is probably is actually full of these kind of little cute things, aren't they?
Well, it is, and to me, the costume department's gone to great effort to deck Stitch out.
Yeah, well, that's their thing too, right? Yeah, that's their.
They're not selling it. They're not promoting it or advertising. It's just this little thing on top of all these other details that just make Disney such a neat.
I have got to ask Holly if she knows about this. I am gonna ask her because she's a Stitch fan. She's got that Hawaiian connection with her mom too.
Yes.
And she loves Hollywood Studios. She is going to love this. Shout out to Holly.
Have to go find all the Stitches.
Yeah. I'm putting her on this recon.
That's right.
I want pictures. Nice.
So that was a special moment for us.
So did he get his Stitch ears?
Yes, he did. And it was funny because cleaning his room recently after school started, I found an old pair of Stitch ears that he must have had from years ago. So now he has 2 sets.
Yeah, isn't that the way?
That's right.
Wow. All right. Awesome stories. Good job, Megan. How about anything that you found to be overrated?
Well, I already said, I think the Navi River ride is overrated.
All right.
It's visually spectacular.
Yeah.
But it's a boat ride.
Yeah. It's in dark.
I don't know how different it can be. And part of it is we've never seen the Avatar movie.
Yeah.
So it just looked like you were just going through this pretty and interesting new technology type boat ride, but I didn't get the story behind it.
That makes sense. That's a good way to say it. Yeah, I think we talked about that before the whole land was built. Apparently it's a very popular movie. It sold lots of tickets, but everyone I talked to doesn't really know it that well.
We missed it. And you don't need to know it for Flight of Passage because they just in Disney style introduce you to it.
Yeah,
but
true.
I think they dropped the ball on that one.
Very true.
So the Navi Rivers is something that I would say is overrated. And then, though this will also make me unpopular, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I enjoy the ride, but it's very short for the wait.
Yeah.
And my husband would always complain about going. And I said, well, why are you complaining? He said, it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Lindsay's talked about this.
We're a little more poo-shaped than Tigger-shaped, but he's not even that big of a man.
Yeah.
And he said the bar that you have to bring for the safety bar pushes on his legs in an uncomfortable way.
Yeah.
And he said it's just no fun. And then you've got to wait in line for this, real quick zip around little ride. So we just don't get that.
Don't feel bad. Lindsay says the same thing, and she's my co-host.
Right. So,
well,
I thought maybe because it was new, but it continues to just have these huge, huge waits.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Cool. How about anything that was underrated?
Tom Sawyer Island.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why, is that a new thing you discovered?
No. This has been probably my husband's favorite place forever. You take this little raft ride over, and then you just get to wander around.
Yeah.
They do have a barrel bridge, which is really fun to try to run across, but please don't do that when other people are on it.
Because it really could you could probably fling somebody into the water.
Little kids up and down. But it's just fun, and you kind of get out of the busyness of the park. You can sit down on a bench. You could sit on the dock and play checkers. You could walk through some of the little caves.
I think
you can go over to the fort area. There's so many things to do that I'm surprised it isn't more popular. But I know it's not a ride. It's
a little bit difficult to get to, like you say. It takes a little bit of time. My son Ben, when he was little, that was probably one of his favorites. So if you got little boys that like to kind of hide and go seek kind of place, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely underrated. Good one. Good choice. You got another one there. I think everyone in the Geekin family is going to agree with you.
The trivia game that you play in line for Soarin'.
Oh, that wasn't the one I was thinking, but go ahead. We'll get to the other one.
I was going to say, okay, well, that's one of them. My husband loves it so much that he's kept himself logged into it for months to keep playing. And he'll say, oh, I'm number one. And then he'll say, oh, but I guess the ride's closed, so I'm the only one playing right now.
Oh, you can play it with the mobile app anytime?
You're supposed to be there. So I can't log into it from home because there's something about you have to be present to get started. But he's kept it going. He's never gotten out of it.
He's a hacker.
So he's still playing. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then his other favorite is the TTA.
Well, that was
the people.
That was the one I was going to say. Everybody in the Geekin family loves that one.
And I think we got a ride through while the lights were on.
Yeah,
and I love being able to see the structure there in Space Mountain. As you can see everything. My husband doesn't like anything that reveals the magic, so he closes his eyes. He doesn't want to see. But I'm that kind of geek. I'm like, oh, look, you can see the track. Look how cool that is.
Absolutely. Good ones. All right. How about did you have a favorite extra that you did on this trip? We talked about a couple already, but you have any others?
We've done tons of things. Yeah. We did the Magic Kingdom dessert party for the first time.
Oh, yeah. People love to hear about those. And what was your take on that?
We loved it. It had been pouring rain before it started, so they did set the tables up underneath the covered area.
Yeah.
Kind of between Main Street and Tomorrowland. There's tons of food. They have a little bit of what I would call, dinner food, hot appetizer type things. But then it's cupcakes and s'mores and ice cream and fruit juice and anything you could imagine.
Yeah.
Unlimited. And it was so nice because I don't like fighting the crowds to see something like fireworks. I'm short, so I can't see over all these tall people, and I don't like being in really crowded areas.
Yeah.
And we don't want to sit and camp out, to get a spot. So you checked in, It was very civilized. You got to sit in chairs. You had a table. And you had a really nice view of the castle.
Yep.
So it was wonderful. I would do it again.
Perfect. Yeah, people.
If I want to see the fireworks, I would definitely pay for the experience.
People always ask that same thing. Is it worth it? Is the question. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's an opinion thing. Is it worth it? Right.
Right. And Personal. I know some people who love the anticipation of camping out for something like a parade or for the fireworks. But to me,
not me.
That sounds like me.
No, that's not me. I'm not a.
No.
I have no patience. I think I've got a clinical problem actually with patience.
Well, and I have not great knees, and so with all the walking we were doing every day, it was nice to sit in a real chair and not be trying to get up and down off the ground to sit down for it. So that helped too.
Absolutely. All right. So we just said that you guys didn't really do a lot of character meets, but did you have a funny story with a couple of my favorite characters? Kind of oldies, but newies too, over at Animal Kingdom? Yeah.
So we encountered Chip and Dale at the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. I was so cool with that.
And they were celebrating. Donald Duck is my favorite character.
Yeah.
And
all right.
the storyline behind this little party is that Donald has discovered that his ancestors connect to dinosaurs. And so he's over in Dino Land all summer celebrating.
Yeah.
So they've got Chip and Dale dressed up in these cute little dinosaur suits. And they're having a dance party.
It's adorable.
And mostly it's these little tiny kids. Well, my daughter says, I want to go dance with Chip and Dale. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, I'll go with you so you don't have to stand out there by yourself. And so we're standing towards the edge and one of them comes up towards me and starts shaking his dino tail at me. And I'm dancing. And then he turns around and gives me that sort of finger tisk thing and shakes his finger at me for naughty dancing. So they were so funny. They really, really cute. And I think it was a lot of fun. You're not taking a photo op with them.
Yeah.
But just to be able to see them interacting was really entertaining.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Chip and Dale, most of the time, are entertaining. I think they're especially so with those dinosaur costumes on. They're just really funny. It's adorable. I love that. Some of my favorite character meets right there. Awesome. All right. I'm going to move along here too.
We've covered a lot of trips.
Yeah. Did you learn anything new on the trip?
Well, we did so many things. I would say on the first day, we took a 5 a.m. flight out, which meant getting to the airport, at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that again. We were so tired by the afternoon, we had to go back for a nap.
Did you do on your first day? Did you try to accomplish some park things?
Well, I will say by probably 10:30 a.m., we were checking in at the Wilderness Lodge.
Right.
And we went immediately over to Magic Kingdom for our plaza lunch and our ear purchases. And we rode some things, but then we took it easier for the rest of it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We do the early flights too. Mom usually takes Dramamine and she's kind of drowsy. Don't expect a lot. I don't expect a lot from that first day. Everything that first day is a bonus.
Yes.
For me.
Well, and it's nice because there's that anticipation of getting into the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. And
that's where, like you said, we plan that lunch at the plaza and we ride a couple things. So it's not as if we had major commitments for that day.
Nice. Hey, did anything go differently than you had planned? You sound like you're a planner. Did anything kind of go off?
Everything went well until we left the Disney bubble and ended up heading home. And that is when we rode Magical Express. We like Magical Express. Yeah. But when we got to the Orlando airport, we could already tell that our flight was delayed.
Yeah.
Massive thunderstorms.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true especially every day at 3-4 o'clock, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this was a little bit later, maybe it was around 4, but I mean, the sky was black. You could tell. One travel tip that I would give people is the Flight Aware app is awesome.
Ooh, what's that? Yeah.
It's called Flight Aware. And my husband travels some for business, so this is his pro tip.
Okay.
But it'll show you where your plane is coming from. So you can see, in the morning it started here, it ran late, and then it's late leaving the next place. So you can see sometimes that your flight is going to be delayed before it posts on the airline board.
Ooh, when would you do that? Let's say you had what time was your flight on that one? And when would you check the app to feel like you're getting ahead of it?
So I think we had maybe an 8 or 8:30 flight. So we were getting to the Orlando airport probably 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And my husband checked it from the Magical Express.
Okay.
And that's where he said, our flight's delayed. It was already delayed, I think, a couple hours.
Oh, wow.
I know. So we decided not to go through security because there were more food options. And we went to a restaurant to have a sit-down dinner. And in the middle of our dinner, that's when he checked and found out that our flight had been canceled.
Oh.
And it wasn't just us. It was across all airlines going out of Orlando, because every time they have lightning, they have to pull everybody off the tarmac.
Oh, yeah.
And I will tell you, it was a bit of a mess. We really, for all things going as poorly as they did, got very lucky. I checked online to see what flight Southwest has, and we called, but we had to get back in line because our bags had been checked at resort check-in that morning.
Yeah.
And so we had to get back in line to get reticketed. But we already knew before we got up to the desk that there were no flights to Houston the next day.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. The guy who we talked to is trying to route us to Houston. And he said, well, I might be able to take one of you and fly you to Philadelphia and then fly you somewhere else, and it breaking up the party. And we said, we've already checked online, but there's a flight tomorrow morning at 6:30 that goes into Austin.
Yeah.
Which is a couple hours away from us.
Okay.
So we got booked onto that. While we were waiting in line, we made a hotel reservation near the airport.
Okay.
And made a rental car reservation for the next day.
Yeah.
So while there were people who were sleeping in the airport overnight, we got at least a few hours sleep, got back, and really got home about 12 hours later than expected.
Oh, okay. So you did get out the next day.
We did. We got out early the next day.
Okay, good.
Did a little driving. Our bags were never found that night in Orlando. So when they tell you, keep your medication and a change of clothing in your carry-on, they mean it.
Oh, definitely for Florida. Yeah, like you're saying, especially the weather. You may have heard our story when Mom and I, we couldn't get a flight the next day. We ended up being 2 nights at where did we stay? Oh, we stayed at Pop. We were able to get, we got a couple of nights at Pop. Well, it was, our flight was canceled at 2:00 in the morning. So that was great. Yeah. This is all great tips.
And the only other thing that I would say is when we finally made it to Houston, they still didn't have our bags. I got our bags delivered at 1 a.m. we were supposed to fly home Saturday or Sunday. We flew home Monday. Yeah. 1 a.m., Monday night, Tuesday morning, our bags were dropped off. When I opened them up Tuesday to take out the dirty laundry, they were soaking wet. Yeah. Apparently, they had just been left out on the tarmac at some point when people got pulled in. Yeah. So I'm really careful packing to go. And I do use some of those heavy plastic things that you can squeeze the air out of.
Yeah, yeah.
I never thought to be careful with my clothes coming back.
Right.
But I did have a pink shirt that bled onto a pair of yellow shorts that were unsalvageable at that point.
Another great tip. I've heard that also.
And I will say what I did, and I'm not normally the person to do this, but I called the airline and I said, look, I know you can't control the weather, but we ended up renting a car, getting a hotel room, and now I have these bags that were, soaking wet. Yeah. And they ended up crediting us. This was Southwest. Basically, for all four of us, they gave us a credit pretty much equal to the cost of that leg of our travel.
Oh, nice.
That was really, really nice.
That is good to know. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, be nice.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Doesn't hurt to ask. I love that. We could we could talk about that particular topic for a whole show.
We sure could.
Not nearly as important of all those tips you just said, but one thing I noticed, we had mom likes to get to the airport like wicked early because of all these things that you're talking about. And we even will take an earlier, if we have a Magic Express that's, a half hour later, she'll try to get one earlier. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know all of that big food court that's before you get past security. I had never gone over there. There's a huge food court over there with Chipotle. I'm trying to remember all the things. Mom still didn't want to wait. She got her chance to get through security, and we ran through it. We didn't eat over there. But definitely, if you're there early, check out that whole mall. It's like a little mall over there.
And I'm a little bit like Mama. I like to get through security. Once I get through security, I can relax.
Yeah, that's part of it, definitely.
But we knew that we were already delayed by a few hours, so we had time to do that. Because security can be really long leaving Orlando.
Absolutely. Well, I lucked out on my last trip, actually. We got that preferred, what do you call that?
Oh, yes.
Where you don't have to take your shoes off thing. Mm-hmm. She had gotten it before, but I never did. And that was the first time I ever got it. I got it on the way home last trip. Good stuff.
It is.
All right. We're getting towards the end here. Megan, this has been an awesome trip report, by the way.
We crammed our trip full of all sorts of new things and different things.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Like you said, that's part of what we like about Disney is we've been going for years, but there's always something else to do.
It is so true. I do a podcast on Disney World, and I learn new things all the time.
That's true.
Every podcast, I learn something new. Oh, well, speaking of our friends, the newbies, what's your best advice for the newbies?
I would say if you're going in July, we are big fans of this idea of resting in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So we like going back to the hotel, somewhere between 2 and 4. I'll lay down and take a nap sometimes or just rest, get out of the heat. And almost every day that we did that, we missed the rain. Yeah. The one time we were late heading back, probably around 3:30 out of Epcot, we got caught in the rain and got soaking wet. Yeah. But you can make the summer heat manageable if you go early in the morning and then take that break midday. And my husband will very often shower and completely change clothes because with the humidity, you just feel like you're walking around in a wet shirt.
Yeah, totally. I think that's good advice any time of the year, but especially in the summer. And watch your weather app and watch the map. Right, the radar.
Sometimes it sneaks up on you.
It does. It can be very fast. Yeah, absolutely.
We joke that we're pre-acclimated to the humidity because we're coming from Houston, but we don't normally deal with that afternoon rainstorm.
Yeah, nice. All right. Would you give anything that you would tell your friends and family that you learned from this trip or otherwise?
We love Disney. So we would highly recommend it. Everybody knows that we're the Disney planners. I would say make your plans ahead of time. Get your ADRs, get your fast passes. Yeah. And then I know it seems crazy to get up at 6 a.m. on vacation, but we can do more rope dropping in the first 2 or 3 hours of the day than we can in the whole rest of the day.
Yeah, I agree.
So when I hear friends say stuff like, well, we were in line all day, I think, you know what? We almost never wait in a line more than 20 minutes. Yeah. But you have to be strategic in order to make that happen.
Got to do the plans and all the strategies we teach with the fast passes. And you don't need to wait in lines. I don't care what time of year you go. And you got to do it no matter what time of year you go because there's no downtime.
This is true.
There is, like you said, even if you want to go on that mine train, that thing is going to be an hour wait. Right as soon as the park opens. So cool. Great job, Megan. I got to ask you, Disney geeks, as soon as they're done with one trip, guess what they're doing when they get home? They're planning the next trip, right?
So even before we had gone, we're on our next one, which is Adventures by Disney, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. This is a bucket list trip.
Wow. You don't hear many people talking about this. First of all, why Destination? It's called Destinations by Disney, right?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, there. I'm back.
I got 254 episodes, and I've never had this happen before.
I was gonna say we sometimes get little garbled bits, but never like completely dropping off. So,
but you didn't drop off. I've had the drop off, but like you're still there. I can tell the clock's still going. That's hysterical. This is going into the bloopers.
There we go. That's right.
Well, this is Destinations by Disney that you're doing, right?
I think they call it Adventures by
Adventures
Disney.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and I know that's their website, Adventures
by Disney. I know that. I get things messed up.
We went last year to Italy.
Oh,
I've been trying to get my husband to do some international travel with the family. And with kids, it's a little tricky, and he doesn't always want to have to go with a tour.
Yeah.
He's very much a DIY type of free-spirited person.
Yeah.
But we said we'd do it. He wanted to do Italy because he had finished the entire History of Rome podcast and was ready to go to his historic sites.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. You could definitely travel, less expensively. But oh my goodness, it is Disney service. We got more value than we thought we were going to get out of it.
Perfect. Love that.
The mouse has some big connections.
Nice. Nice. Wow. So why did you pick? Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, for example, our group, which is about 40 of us, it was one of their biggest groups. And you get 2 tour guides and a city-specific guide. So we had an Italian-Roman guide, and then we had 2 adventure guides who were with us. One was an Italian woman. She wasn't from Rome. And an American guy. Both were Disney employees. So they're with you the whole time. We got into the Vatican Museum after hours and had a private tour of the Sistine Chapel.
Oh,
so people who are used to visiting Rome know, first of all, you could stand in line forever to do this.
Yeah.
No, we walked right in. Oh, and instead of being shoulder to shoulder with people in the Sistine Chapel, it was just the 40 of us.
Oh, wow.
And it was just amazing. So they really match you up with some experiences you couldn't have gotten for yourself. So we could have organized our own trip to Italy, but we couldn't have done everything that we were able to do on the Disney trip, which is why we're going again.
Isn't it funny? Once you do that thing that you might not necessarily do, and you learn these things, you want to do them over and over again. That's cool. So why
I explained to my parents, my dad's a little cynical. He's not sure he wants to give the mouse any of his money.
Yeah.
I said, on these Adventures by Disney trips, it's not characters. It's not Mickey Mouse all the time. Really, the only character thing you'll notice is that each day of your trip, you get a Disney pin themed to the activity you did the day. And those might have some of the characters on it, like Mickey Mouse dressed up as a gladiator at the Colosseum. But other than that, it's not character-based. It's just that Disney storytelling and attention to detail.
Yeah, right.
They've done the planning and they buy the tickets for you. So it's pretty amazing.
I love that. Now I got to know, why are you picking Vietnam and Laos?
We're really doing it for the Cambodia part because for years I've wanted to see the temples at Angkor Wat.
Okay.
So I said, that's a bucket list item for me. That's the last leg of that trip. And we felt that we could pretty competently travel Europe on our own, but the 2 of us have never been to Southeast Asia. We don't speak the language. So we thought, what a good place to let Disney help us out.
Nice.
We know we'll have a good time. And we know the kids will have a good time.
Wow. Well, when's that trip?
July 2019.
Congratulations.
I've bought my airline tickets. We've got our reservations.
That's exciting.
On the calendar. Going to happen.
Way exciting.
Well,
wow.
It's interesting because some of those tours book up.
Okay.
We had gotten on the list to be notified when the 2019 dates were going to be released. we noticed that a couple of the Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia trips were almost sold out the day it opened.
Oh, wow.
So apparently, I don't know whether it's big groups come in and do it, or I'm sure that you might get in early to buy your reservation, maybe DVC or something like that, but
Okay,
which we aren't.
Yeah.
But it's one of those that you wouldn't think that you would have to plan in advance, but some of those dates go quickly. And if you buy early, there's usually a sale.
All right. And we know
it's kind of like cruising, that the cost goes up a little bit.
I was just saying that. I was thinking, you just read the words right out of my mouth. I was thinking the same thing about cruises. Megan, this has been an awesome trip report. I'm so proud to make you now a super geek. Woo-hoo! And I'll get you right in there into our super geek special private Facebook group. And congratulations. Thanks for being a listener to the show.
Well, and thank you and all the other geeks for all the tips, because it really did change the way we did some things on our trip and made it better. I'm
glad we were a good guide for even the experienced people. I love hearing that because, I don't always know. And I love hearing that feedback. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Wow, Megan, what a great and informative, fun trip report from you. That was awesome. Nice job, Megan. Just like you said, we are a positive and we just get some great geek and family guests that come on this show and tell us all about their trip, giving us great tips that we can all try. So you did an awesome job, Megan. I appreciate it. That clip that you heard from Megan at the beginning of the show was actually some chatter that we had beginning. I share this with you guys after the music ends. So listen to that bonus chat after the music ends on our show. I do that a lot, and there's some great information there. It's just this conversation that always continues after our official recording ends. Let's do some more shout outs. Hey, big thank you to Wendy Fox for the resort Christmas mug. It took like 9 days to get here. We were tracking it through our postal service, and I thought that maybe there was something wrong with the address and it was hung up in Springfield, Massachusetts. But Wendy, yay, hooray. It came. It was so exciting. I love having the Christmas mug because, we did get the Halloween mug. We told all about that story that we did in September. So look for those Christmas mugs, the resort mugs down at Disney World right now. If you're down there for Christmas time, I'm sure you'll be excited to see that you get a different kind of mug instead of that regular resort mug. I wish they'd go back to the actual real resort mugs like they used to do years ago. But Wendy, thank you. I will enjoy that this Christmas season. I love getting stuff in the mail from listeners. And I get to meet Wendy come January when we are there during our trip. I'm going to be there. She's going to be there in the very first couple of days of our trip and go into one of our meet and greets. So our meet and greets are going to be January 20th and the 27th. Look on our Facebook group for that. If you're going to be there, definitely tell me if you're going to be there so we can look out for you guys. I usually do a little messenger group when I'm there so we can find each other. Hey, this is something I'm really excited about. The Run Disney team that we are putting together. We got it kicked off this past week with a Wednesday night meeting on a Zoom call, and we had 10 people there on the call. It was kind of the first time doing it. Sorry, you guys, it got cut off at 40 minutes. And actually, Megan is a part of that group, and she had said to me that she has a professional version of Zoom. So our next call, we can actually go more than 40 minutes. Let me thank Holly Burcase, Megan Dorsey, Lori Oliveri, Amanda Bond, Jenny Gill, Janet Braverman, Dana Schwetner. I hope I said your name right, Dana. You'll have to help me out. Colleen Zabor, Chris Cates, and Gretchen Crook. I'm really excited. We're going to really look at the Star Wars event coming up in April of 2019 because many of our members that are in this private Facebook group that we set up. So if you're interested in that, there are several of them going to the 2019 Star Wars race. And so we talked about what we thought would make a great Run Disney team, what would make it fun for everybody. We talked about actually doing a charity fundraiser for our running event. So if you have an idea and you want to share that with me, or you want to be a part of this Run Disney team, you don't have to be in Facebook. Just email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com, and you'll get the support of the Geekin family for your running adventures, especially if they include Disney World. And it could be other races. We're going to support each other on the exercise and health goals. So come join us. The next Zoom meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, December 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. At this point, that's what I'm doing. I believe Megan will help me out to book that. You'll see that posted in our new private Facebook group for the Run Disney team. Excited about that. And everyone is encouraging me to go and be a part of it. Now, I haven't decided. You guys can all start picking on me, see if I can actually walk that race, if I could raise the funds so I can go. I'm going twice next year, 2 weeks in January, going for the Grand Geekin Gathering in October of 2019. So this would be a third trip. So let's figure out how I can go. And I could at least coach and cheer you on and maybe be a part of the run. I think that would be something for me to work at too. I got to get my weight down. This has been bad lately. All right. Hey, I want to remind you, you got to support Mama, Judy, EJ Cruz, Jennifer Glambos, and book your trips with us. Email Judy and Mama at travelingtiaras@gmail.com, and you can find EJ and Jennifer on their Little Dole Whips Facebook page. We are travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. Fairy Tale Concierge is a authorized Disney vacation travel agency. When you book with us, we're going to help you with your fast passes and your dining reservations, all that stuff that you need to plan your vacation. You know how important that is. You got to do that. You're going to get great tips from Mama and Judy on that for sure. And Mama was up early this morning booking her fast passes for our January trip, and for Auntie Judy and Uncle Ken also. We're going for 2 weeks. So she was right on the app this morning. And, she said to me, she couldn't believe it, trying to get Seven Dwarfs Mine Train for a morning fast pass, which we like to get like 10 o'clock. So we could do kind of the Fantasy World early in the morning, but do that fast pass early. She couldn't get one till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I guess it's Martin Luther King's birthday that weekend. So even though it's going to be like ones, it's one of the lower crowd levels in the whole year, this end of January time that we're going. But even that day it's hard. So just goes to show you, Disney World is a tough vacation to plan. So you really could use all the help you can when you're booking that trip. Well, we have some great other services to help you plan your trip. One of them is our newsletter. It's called the Geekin Gazette. Go out to geekinonwdw.com, sign up for our email list, and you will get a weekly newsletter talking about everything that we see in terms of news going on down at Walt Disney World, any of the promotions that they're doing. You'll also get a couple of freebies. I'm going to be building some more freebies that are going to be out there. I'm going to work on them during some vacation time I got coming up next week during Thanksgiving. But right now you can get our travel packing list. It's all those things that you got to remember to bring down to Disney World. Also our spreadsheet that we use to plan our trips. And so you get those two freebies when you sign up for the Geekin Gazette. You'll see that. Give us your email and you'll get signed up for that. We've got a private Facebook group and it's just awesome. I can't even keep up with it. You guys just make it. It's the Geekin family members that make it so great. They post what they're doing down there. You see new food that's happening. You get tips. If you have something you're trying to think about, they will answer so quickly. It's awesome. Just do a search in Facebook for the Geekin on WW family, and you'll answer a couple of questions for me, and I'll chat with you a little bit, and I do a little qualification to make sure you fit well for our group. I do not always allow some people in there, especially if they haven't listened to our podcast yet. That's one of the qualifiers. You got to be a listener. All right. So sign up for that. That's why it's so awesome, because it's just got some great people in there. And look for me on normally Thursday nights on Facebook Live. Actually, this past Thursday, I wasn't feeling that well. Thanks for all the support, you guys. I just ate something that didn't agree with me, quite honestly, and I was a little bit exhausted. Fell asleep early, and I didn't do Thursday. I did Friday night. It was really fun. Glenn Kessler and the Castros were down at the Polynesian outside of Captain Cook's showing me their pork nachos. So David Castro was the first one to tell me about those. Glenn was trying them out for the first time. I think he was very happy with them. It's been fun following Glenn. The Facebook Live was kind of sketchy with the Wi-Fi, but it was fun seeing those guys. I'll probably do, because Thanksgiving coming up this week, I'll probably be on Friday. So Black Friday, look for me on Facebook Live. I think it's going to become too. I'm going to look for you guys to give me some tips. I'll have a theme all the time. I think this week will be, let's tell me your favorite Disney World trip tips, and that will be fun. And if you can wear headphones, because sometimes that voice comes back at me. When I talk, it comes back at me. If you wear headphones and you're coming on, that would be really helpful, unless we find some other reason. I was asking Lindsay about that problem. It's like my voice comes back because of the delay. So let's try that. I don't know. This is something that's only been happening the last few weeks. Something Facebook's doing. Well, that's it for now. Have a really wonderful time with family. I know I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving, going down to my sister's. I'm going to talk to her about Run Disney and the team too, because she's a runner, and go see my mom and dad. And I just love getting together with family for Thanksgiving. I hope you do the same. And always, again, thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us, being part of our family. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true. I got a new computer for Christmas last year, and I am still loving it.
What did you get?
Lindsay surprised me with a MacBook Pro.
Oh, that's what I have. But like I said, mine's old. So
it's nice to be able to do my editing, so I'm not sitting here waiting for things to crank.
Yes.
For sure. Let's see. Just checking a couple things. I was just reading through your intro, too.
Oh, okay.
When you called. So you excited to do a trip report?
I am. It was fun because it made me start thinking about our trip again.
Nice.
Always a nice thing.
I got your notes too, so.
Good.
It helps.
Yeah, that helped me sort of just organize my thoughts.
Absolutely. I'm just going to shut down my work computer. 1 second.
Okay.
So it doesn't distract me.
Yes.
It is late Friday, but you never know.
Well, and I'm in my home office, so hopefully everything's quiet. Mm-hmm. But I've got a big dog who has a vendetta with the UPS man. So.
Yeah, my dogs have rescued me from the mailman several times, Megan.
Yes. Every single time.
Every day. They some of them laugh at them. I got 2 big Labrador retrievers that man the front yard because I got the invisible fence.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. My neighbors don't think so, especially the walkers. But yeah.
I was going to say, mine's he's part lab. He's a rescue dog. And so he's about 65 pounds.
Yeah.
And when he gets at the front door and starts leaping vertically to your face height, we've had a couple people leave packages on the sidewalk. They didn't make it all the way up to the front step. I
had a guy this year, and like I said, they're outside lots of times. So anyone coming close to my property is well informed that there's dogs in the property.
Yes.
And I knew my yellow lab, she's 10-year-old yellow lab. She's a little bit senile, I think, too. And she likes to stay outside, and she was out there by herself. I knew she was out there. I was quite certain. And I hear the doorbell ring, and I'll go to get the door, and I'm a little baffled because how did he get to the door without her like flipping out, right?
Right.
And he seemed to be a nice guy. I think he was talking politics. I think he was running for something. I think he was like a local guy running for something. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, Sadie comes out from behind the bush, and he jumps like a mile because he don't know if she bites. And quite frankly, I don't know if she got surprised and would bite either.
That's right.
I mean, she's the most docile, friendly animal, but
until they get surprised.
Yeah, they're first going to protect me. I know that.
Right. That's right.
So, but anyways, if you've listened to our podcast, we have frequent dog interruptions.
Well, We have dubbed my dog our podcast mascot.
What's your podcast on?
It's called the College Prep Podcast, and I co-host with an academic coach who lives in California. So I focus on things like the SAT and ACT and college admissions.
Okay.
And she talks about study skills.
Oh, wow.
So we've got mostly parents and educators listening as our audience. Not near as much fun as talking about Disney.
Well, yours is a business, though, right? I mean,
Yes.
we are too now. We've got the travel agency too, so. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely started. It's a labor of love.
Yes, and I was going to say, because we don't sell advertisement or anything like that, it really is just a, exposure
Sure.
approach for both of us, and we've gotten to meet a lot of neat people that way.
Yeah.
Good
Awesome.
thing.
Awesome. All right. I guess I'm ready if you're ready.
Ready?
Recorder looks good. Sounding good.
Good. I have my good microphone.
What do you got for a microphone?
I'm pretty sure I have the Yeti mic.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. I'm getting interrupted by a human.
Oh.
What?
Do you want some wine?
Sure.
I'm gonna go open it.
All right. Let's Lynn. Oh, see, Black Lab got in too. Come on. Hey, Luke.
What do you want, cookie? Cookie.
No, he's not going to be able to get out. Lindsay was telling me earlier, she went with one of her good friends up to New York State a few weeks ago, and I guess she went to a winery, so she's got some wine she's going to bring in on me. So if I get a little goofy midway through this.
We know we've gone too long. You've had too much wine.
We wanted to share it, so we can record during this. Let's see. All right, I'm ready. I had some sodas here, but I guess I'm going to have extracurricular activity. Awesome. All right. I'm ready.
I'm ready. And we weren't really big Disney geeks at that point. So we were.
Oh, I lost you. What? It went dead. Edit. Oh, I lost you.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
I don't know what happened.
It just went like totally silent. Doesn't always happen.
I'm so sorry.
No problem. Hey, I know what happens. No
I
worries.
think I had finished my idea on whatever that, on the muscle. So sorry to make you edit already. And I would say,
oh, hello. Lost you. Hello. Connection is still there. This will be an edit. Check my Wi-Fi. I'm good. Hello? Oh,
I'm here.
she's back.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, see.
It happened again. It's all right. Actually, it was good. It was a good spot. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, good. I will start describing.
Yeah. 1 second. Let me just go back to my notes. I was looking at Skype to see where you were.
Yes.
No problem. Yeah. How come what'd you say? It was a twist? Nice. There we go. A trip report. That was awesome. That was awesome. Good job.
And hopefully not too much editing on your part. A few spots.
Hopefully I'll catch those blank spots and fix them.
That's right.
They'll make for good bloopers. I had someone say to me, I'm trying to remember. I get messages. People messaging me all the time, and they were saying, "What was it? I don't remember." But I said, "Wow, did you listen to the bloopers or the extra stuff?"
Right.
Because I've had some that go like 20 minutes long of conversations I've had after the recording. And she goes, "Oh, I didn't even know you did that." Like,
I think people must stop listening at the very end.
they don't even listen. Like, they won't listen all the way through to the ending music kind of thing. Probably. I now that I'm saying this, I got to remember to remind people. Sometimes I'll say, don't forget to listen to after the music stops. And because I just finished editing the Geek and Girls trip, and of course they didn't stop talking after I.
Oh, I bet that's going to be fun.
It's It is a good. I gotta admit, I think it's fun. It's just because they're all, just good friends now and then traveling together, and they're just giggling and having a good time. So
Well, and I'm a couple weeks behind on listening because I've been so busy at work.
yeah, I have just recorded. I'm gonna record one next week, but I've recorded 6 shows in the last 2 weeks.
Well, good. You buy yourself a little time off.
It's like
for your trip.
A little batch, right?
That's right.
A little batch header, and I still got some. I was thinking I'll probably put some live shows. I might have to double up, like do a couple a week too, if I can. But you know what? It takes all my time, my extra time, to do one a week almost.
Right. Well, I will tell you, for our podcast, and we'd shoot for maybe a 30-minute episode.
Right.
So you've got much longer. We just get ahead.
Yeah.
And we did this summer. My co-host was going to take some time off. We recorded 2 months ahead of time.
Okay. Yeah.
And so that meant that we could take time off in the summer. So maybe you could take time off around the holidays.
I never will. I love doing it. I mean, I only got ahead like that because I had a bunch of people just ask me to do trip reports, and I wanted to do them. And I was like, I'm just going to, I hate having that list of people I've promised to do them and not do them. So I was like, I'm just going to go for it. And it's been cool.
And really, trip reports are my favorite episodes.
Thank you. I'd love to hear that.
I love hearing what worked for people. And it's interesting to find that, different people have different systems that work for them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to hear about that. And you'll pick up certain things and say, yeah, I'm going to do that. And other things I'm like, we would never do that. But
yeah,
it's fun.
I think it's the best way. It's the best way, the most entertaining way to deliver the information. Plus, I'm all about the community anyway. Mm-hmm. Right. And so, I'm also trying to build friendships there too. So if you hear people, I just noticed I was putting someone in the Super Geek group, and you'll see when you get in there, I'm at like 93 people now.
Wow.
So,
well, and one of the things I really like is your podcast is so positive.
Yeah.
That even though people may have had bad experiences with one thing or another, it hasn't devolved like some do into this big complaint about Disney Fest. And I really appreciate the positivity and the fun that you bring to all the episodes.
Thank you. It is, I mostly have people that are like you. I mean, we have these characteristics that are all the same of the people that reach out to me to do a trip report. And it's really evident if you listen to the ones I got coming up and the recent ones. I'm like going, wow, I've been doing this for 4 years. I'm talking to the same person, the same avatar every single time. I was like,
well, we would say in business, you found your target audience. You're speaking to your people.
It's no lie, Megan. I'll tell you, I don't know why or how, but it's what we attract.
I love the Facebook group because people can ask questions and get legitimate answers. And sometimes it's opinion, but sometimes, just really, what's this going on? I hadn't heard about this. What is it? And you're getting those answers from like-minded people.
Wicked fast too. And I've been doing my work has been collaboration type applications. I'm a developer, programmer, application builder. Been doing that for 20 years. And I am really stoked about my Facebook group. I mean, it's killer.
Let me ask you, is your sister training for one of the upcoming races? Because I know she asked about it.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't circled back with her recently. I don't know what.
Get a race report from her.
I gotta, you know what? That's bad on me. I haven't talked to, as a matter of fact, my mom's birthday, we got together in September and I didn't even ask her. Thank you. I'll check with her on this weekend. I'll let you know.
Because before I started having so much trouble with my knees, I did some Run Disney. And so I'm curious to hear, I know they cut off all their Disneyland races.
Yeah, for all the buildings and stuff.
But I'm curious to hear if she runs something and when she goes and what's it like. So
I am young. I think I'm going to call her up tonight and ask her. You got me.
Get an update.
I got to find out what she's decided to do. Yeah.
Because Disney's so welcoming.
Right.
I'm not a fast runner. And I always felt like I completely fit in at the Disney races.
Yeah, I ran a little bit too. Yeah, I always liked races. Just even when I did it, I wasn't a runner either. I did it for my own personal challenge, and then throw Disney into that mix. Yeah, right. I mean,
and it's so fun, and they do such a nice job of putting on, entertainment, and just watching everybody else in their costumes is fun. So
again, being with people, like-minded people, those are runners that, I totally get it.
And everybody's supportive and friendly.
I totally get it.